So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys, based on the time zones you all are coming from. So guys, before we start with the session, can you all please give me a quick confirmation if you all can see my screen and hear me loud and clear as well? You can all use the questions tab to give me a quick confirmation, guys, if you all can see my screen and hear me loud and clear as well. Perfect. Thank you for the confirmation, everyone. So before we get started, let me quickly introduce myself to you all first. So my name is 𝐑𝐨𝐥𝐞-𝐁𝐚𝐬, and I have been working in this IT industry for more than 13 years now. So before we get started, let me quickly share Edureka Masterclass community with you all as well. So this community of masterclasses was started back in 2019, and since then we have been closing into almost 13,000 members so far. And in these masterclasses, we conduct multiple webinars and live events on different topics, including blockchain, IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and multiple front-end and back-end development technologies. And to be a part of this group, we can click on join this group, and then we will be notified with the entire schedule that has been planned for the month. So the main agenda for today's session, we are going to focus on how Tableau platform is structured in helping us in visualizing the data set that we have the access to as a part of solving different problem statements. So first of all, we are going to discuss on the concepts of data visualization. Then we are going to discuss on what exactly Tableau is, why we need to do Tableau, and then we are going to discuss on how we can set up the Tableau online platform, along with discussion on Tableau desktop as well. So Tableau is one of the most popular tools, or we can say in terms of data visualization market, we have only two main platforms, Power BI and Tableau. And Tableau is one of the most popular used platform for visualizing data set as a part of business intelligence. And it helps the customers to work on data wrangling as well. Data wrangling as in working on data pre-processing to remove any kind of anomalies, outliers, and garbage values from the data set. In terms of Tableau Online, so in Tableau it currently is offered as in different versions. We have Tableau Desktop and then we have Tableau Online. So in order to work on Tableau, we can sign up for a free Tableau Desktop public version that is available for free as a community edition, where we don't need to go for any kind of licensing, or we can go for Tableau Online as well. So Tableau Online is basically a powerful way for organizations to build, share, and collaborate around data analysis. So just like we have Power BI services available in terms of the online platform, same way we have Tableau Online as well, so that we can visualize, we can create reports from the online platform itself without setting up any kind of desktop versions. So in Tableau Online, first of all, we can skip the setup time and the hardware cost. So because here we are getting the entire platform as in the entire solution as a software as a service, and then we have to, whenever we have a requirement to work on the questions, for example, the same concept is also applicable in Power BI as well. So if we want to ask questions which is related to the analysis that we have done in this platform, then we can get that because that is available to us by default from scratch itself. And then here we also get multiple AI driven explanation for our insights, which was earlier available only in Power BI, but now it has also been introduced in Tableau platform as well, where we can find the answers to and we can visualize data set by using its own machine learning algorithm. And using Tableau Online, we can interact and edit and author projects on the web as well. You don't have any kind of desktop version dependencies. And then we have multiple securities by default. So we can define what kind of access a single report is going to have in terms of different profiles, including the interactor, viewer, editor, or any custom view that we want to generate. And if you talk about Tableau Online, and Tableau Online is basically a cloud hosted SaaS platform for data visualization and the business intelligence as well. And it simply allows us to build, share, and collaborate multiple data visualization as a part of our business or as a part of our BI project. Now, first of all, if we are going to plan on any project, first of all, we have to know where exactly our data set is hosted. For example, in Tableau, we can connect to multiple data sources. For example, we have data stored in a database, we have a local file, we are going to import data from any other third-party solutions, for example, Google Analytics, Facebook Analytics, or Adobe Analytics platform, or some other or some data warehouse itself. So we have to first of all pinpoint where our data is hosted, and who is going to use it and how exactly they are going to use it as a part of setting up the site. And then we have to work on setting up the permissions as well. We have to simply define how we want to get connected, and then only we have to plug in data set. And once we have plugged in the available data set, then we have to work on optimizing the performance of that particular report that we have generated. So first of all, let's see in how we can set that up. So for registering on Tableau Online, we can navigate to this link here. So here we have online.tableau.com. So here, using this link, we can either sign up for a new account in case you don't have the account yet, or we can sign up for or we can simply log in with the account that we may have already deployed. So when we are working for a company, we would be getting the enterprise edition, and there where we have to use the account credentials to log into online platform offered by Tableau, just like we have for Power BI. And let's say if you want to work on Tableau Online for the first time, we can also sign up, right? Here we have the Tableau Online desktop version. So not the desktop, but again the online version. So for the first time, we can click on sign up because the public desktop is offered as a free platform, but again, the online platform is offered on a free trial that we can use for a period of 2 weeks. So here we can simply sign up and we can define the credentials. And once we define the credentials, we would be able to sign up on the website. So let's do one thing. Once we have got the access, we are going to log into the portal. Let's do that just a moment. So once we have successfully installed and set up the Tableau platform, and here we can simply click on, once we signed up, then we will be getting an activation link in our inbox, and we have to activate the account first, and then once we activate the account, then we would be getting the access to Tableau Online. So here we can enter the email address that we may have used. We can click on sign in. So this is going to simply open up the platform for us. So we can work on both on any type of account here. For example, here we can work on the desktop or we can work on the online mode as well, depending upon the requirement. It seems we may have forgotten our password, so let's recover that just a moment. So now we have successfully set the password, so now we can log in. So in the meantime, let me showcase you how the platform for Tableau looks like in terms of the public desktop version. So we can compare both how the desktop version looks like and how the online edition looks like. So basically this is a public desktop versions that we are looking at. And here we can see in the left sidebar, we have the options to connect to any particular data source. So what kind of data source we are going to get connected to, that depends upon us. Let's say here we want to, here we have a local CSV or Excel file. We have the data stored on any kind of database. We have data stored on a data warehouse or from any third-party applications. We can integrate that easily into Tableau. Let's say we have a local file available with us. So here we can choose Microsoft Excel. Let's say here we want to use this global superstore. So here we can use a data set and whatever is available in this Excel file, that is going to be loaded first. And then if you want, we can transform it as well as and when required. And we can see we have two sheets currently available, like we have orders and people. So let's say here, if we double click on orders, we can see the list of all the entire sheet having the entire data set available to us. So we can see we have in this file, we have row ID, we have order, order date, shipment date, customer ID, customer name, the shipment, postal code, state, country. That means we have the entire piece of information we need as a part of doing the analysis. And now in order to get started, we can click on sheets. So here we have sheet section. So here we are going to get the canvas, and in the left sidebar we can see all the pointers, all the columns that we have in the given sheet that we have currently imported. And then in this section we can simply use all the filters, all the pages based on the data pointers selected. And on this canvas we can see the entire report that we are going to create. And in the right sidebar we can see different type of visualizations are available that we can choose from depending upon the data type selected. So that is what we can define here. So in order to work on creating any kind of report, we can simply choose the data pointer first. For example, here we have, now let's say here, we want to showcase the relationship between the profits and the years. That means we want to visualize how the profit has been distributed among different years. And for that, we can first of all bring profit and we can drag it in the row section. So we can see by default the entire profit has been shown, and now we want to now we want to plot this against the year. That means the year, the date, and the month on which these of profits were recorded. So for that we have the shipment date, right? Or we have the order date. So let's say if we want to visualize this based on order date, so here we can simply drag and drop this in terms of columns. And we can see the report has been, a simple graph has been selected based on the data pointer that we have chosen, which is currently predicting which is simply showcasing the profit distribution in terms of years. So you can see in 2012 what was the profit, and same way in 2015 what was the profit, and so on. We can see the entire distribution here. And if you want to segregate this further, for example, let's say here we want to visualize how exactly the profit has been in terms of different quarters. So we can see currently in the year segment, we have a plus sign. So this is going to be available when we have more than year data available based on the data set that we have chosen. So here we can click on plus, and now we can see the entire report has been further bifurcated in terms of different years and the quarters altogether, right? So you can see here we have the entire report being generated in terms of years. So how much profit has been recorded in which year as part of the data set. And now if you want to segregate, if you want to bifurcate this further, for example, let's say we want to dive deeper in terms of the actual performance of the company in terms of profit generation on a month by month basis. So again, we can we can further segregate this based on month as well, right? And now let's say we don't want to visualize, we don't want to use this kind of graph. We want to use a single graph where the entire report should be given for different months, and we should be seeing different years as a part of different legends, as in different graphs here. So what we can do, we can now we don't need to use the year data, so we can simply click on remove. So here we are going to remove data pointers based on year, and here we have quarters, and then we have the month, right? Let's say here we want to see the report for month itself, and now we want to showcase, we want to simply see the report of year as a part of different graphs being generated here, right? So for that, what we can do, we can simply, let's say we want to remove quarter, we can remove quarter. And now instead of year being showcased here as two different graphs, as four different graphs, what we can do, we can simply drag and drop here in the color section. So this is going to be shown as a legend on in the same graph. So as you can see here, now we have a single graph, but now different years have been projected with different lines in a single graph altogether. So now we are going to have a better insight of how the profit has been distributed and among different months, and that too in different years. And we can see here earlier we were seeing as a complete steep graph, but now we can see from this trend we are generally observing a downfall in the profits from June to July, because this may be our off season. This may be the season that we are not getting so much of business. And we can see the best performing year has been which one? 2015 itself, where we were recorded the highest amount of profit, and that too in September. So that's how we can load data set, and that's how we can create a report, read a visual based on the pointers that we have chosen. And then we can further bifurcate that. We can further divide this into, for example, we want to work on the year by year ratio. We want to perform different type of analysis. We don't want line graph. We want different type of graphs available here. Then we can easily do that by using the custom visuals available on right. So based on the data pointers that we have selected, we have the option of going for bar graphs, the tree maps, the pie chart, the area chart. So based on the type of visual we want, and that is suitable for the current data pointer selected or for solving the current problem statement that we are working on. And if you want to have different type of reports being, for example, we have a requirement of creating different type of reports. For example, let's say we want to create a report in terms of if we have geospatial data, if we have different type of data, then we can choose different type of visualization as part of the requirement. And we can create multiple different, like we can create different type of reports as and when required. So let's say here we want to work on different reports. So here we can simply click on sheet 2, and here we can choose the type of visualization that we want to create. For example, let's say here we want to define the report for the quantity and the segment in, of example, quantity and subcategory. That means what is the quantity ordered for different subcategories. So here we can define that. And let's, as you can see here, the default bar graph has been displayed. If you want to shift this to suppose a tree map, so here we can shift this to tree map. We can simply switch this to the graph as well. So to get a better insight of how different segments have been distributed, we can choose the right type of graph as and when required, depending upon the data pointers chosen. Same way here we want to have a simple visual created out of the geospatial data. For example, we can create a new sheet. Let's say here we want to see the distribution of profit, and that too in terms of the countries, or we can the city define here. So here we can define city, and then based on that we can apply any kind of filter we want. For example, we want to apply other filters for a proper visualization, then we can define that part, or we can simply switch to the map here. So this is going to take a while, and then this is going to be plotted on the map itself, because again this is going to make more sense when we're using a map, because this itself is a geospatial based data set. All right. And let's say once we are done generating the reports here, then we can, as we discussed, we can create multiple data pointers in terms of legends as well. And let's say if you want to generate a report out of it, so here we can click on File. And here, if you want, we can simply publish this to the Tableau public platform in order to share this with anyone else, or we can create a report out of it as well, depending upon the requirement. Let's say if you want to work on changing, or we can say performing any kind of operations on the given data set, then we can do that easily by going back to the data pointers. So here we can go back to the data source, and now if you want to modify something here, we want to work on these data pointers, and we can easily do that. So, and again, if you want to set up multiple relationships, we understand the relationship between different tables that we may have imported, then we can define this by using this query editor. So just like we have query editor available in Power BI, same way here we can perform the changes on the imported data set. All right, so I guess since it is almost time now, so let's say we wrap it up for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and have a great day ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.